Mr. Pimenta Lopes.
Obrigado, Sr. Presidente. A União Europeia pretende legitimar o golpe na Venezuela orquestrado pelos Estados Unidos e a autoproclamação de um fantoche de Trump para assaltar o poder e controlar as riquezas do país.
What is this place?
O Partido Comunista é tão estúpido. Trump é o melhor presidente da América de sempre. E pode ter os seus defeitos, mas continua a ser o melhor presidente da América de sempre. E é sempre. É que é. Isto vai sempre acontecer. O comunismo vai sempre falhar. Sempre que o comunismo falha, eles arranjam sempre desculpas, como por exemplo. Como por exemplo, a América interferiu, ou assim, ou assado, ou caraças. Trump não fez nada, não apoiou sequer Guilherme. Já agora, Guilherme também é socialista, por isso também não é boa ideia. Não é? Donald Trump nem sequer apoiou ainda Guilherme. Nem sequer apoiou, não fez nada. A não ser olhar e ver. Talvez comentar alguma coisa, mas de resto não fez mais nada. Mas não, tem que arranjar sempre desculpas que não envolve a culpa de ser do comunismo, a pior ideologia à face da Terra. mas desligaram os comentários, não é? É capaz de haver algum problema se alguém nos comentários disser a verdade. Mas não é mal. O Dicenter está aqui para nos ajudar. Com o PSP você vai emagrecer. É melhor que as dietas do doutor. Ou então, como diria a coisa?
Sempre arranja desculpa veda admitir que comunismo pior cancro do pâncreas ou cancro da medula. Comunismo a melhor dita do mundo. Emigres velhos, jovens, crianças. Anime.
Italiano.
Sempre arranjar desculpa em vez de admitir que comunismo pior cancro do pâncreas ou cancro da medula. Comunismo a melhor dieta do mundo. Emagreis velos, jovens, crianças. Animais e países para mais informações consulte o seu Venezuela mais próximo ou fale miles testemunhas da China, Norte Coreia, Bloco de Este, Alemanha Oriental, Cuba, Guatemala. Angola, South Africa, Camboia, Laos e Vietnam, possíveis e prováveis feitos secundário, genocídio em massa, democídio, perda de familiares, perda identidade nacional, perda identidade própria. Perda liberdade de pensamento, perda liberdade de expressão, perda de direitos e de propriedade, prisão por nenumeração. Perda capacidade de perceber o mundo fora partido comunidade e enveia daqueles que morrem primeiro.
Sempre arranja desculpa IMVEZ do admitir que comunismo pior cancro do pâncreas ou cancro da medula. Comunismo a melhor dieta do mundo. Emagres velhos, jovens, crianças. Anime e país, para mais informações consulte o SEU Venezuela mais pimo, ou fare milhões testemunhas de China, Norte Coreia, Bloco de Este, Alemanha Oriental, Cuba, Guatemala. Angola, South Africa, Cambodia, Laos e Vietnam, possibis probaveis feitos secundario, genocidio massa, democidio, perda familiares, perda identidade nacional, perda identidade própria. Perda liberdade do pensamento, perda liberdade de expressão, perda do direitos do propriedade, prisão pior nenhum razão. その共産主義を悪化させる共産主義膵臓がんまたは骨髄がんを認める代わりにいつも言い訳をしてください。共産主義は世界で最高の食事です。老いも若きも、子供たちも、動物たちも、国をもてなす。詳細については、ベネズエラの領事館に相談するか、中国、北朝鮮、東ブロック、東ドイツ、キューバ、グアテマラ、アンゴラ、南アフリカ、カンボジア、ラウス、およびビエテナミからの何百万人もの証人に相談してください。可能性があり、可能性があると考えられるセカンド利用だ、集団虐殺、認知症、家族の喪失、国民的アイデンティティの喪失、結婚の思考の喪失、表現の自由の喪失、自己の権利の喪失、理由のない系コミュニティと最初に死ぬ人たちの嫉妬。
Always get excuse instead of admitting that communism, that worse communism, pancreas cancer or bone marrow cancer. Communism is the best diet in the world. Emigrate old, young, children, animals and countries. For more information, consult your Venezuelan consulate or speak to millions of witnesses from China, North Korea, East Bloc, East Germany, Cuba, Guatemala, Angola, South Africa, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. Possible and probable made secondario, mass genocide, dementia, loss of family, loss of national identity, loss of self-identity, loss of marriage thinking, loss freedom of expression, loss of rights of self, imprisonment for no reason, loss ability to perceive the outside world, community and envy of those who die first.
Denúncia. E é que nem sequer deixam comentar os vídeos deles.
Ottieni sempre scuse invece di ammettere quel comunismo che peggiora il comunismo pancreas o il cancro al midollo osseo. Il comunismo è la migliore dieta del mondo. Emagreis vecchi, giovani, bambini.
Oxini sempre escusa em vez de admitir que el comunismo se pediu il comunismo pâncreas o il cancro. Always get excuse instead of admitting that communism that worse communism pancreas cancer or bone marrow cancer. Communism is the best diet in the world. Emigrate old, young, children, animals and countries. For more information, consult your Venezuelan consulate or speak to millions of witnesses from China, North Korea, East Bloc, East Germany, Cuba, Guatemala, Angola, South Africa, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. Possible and probable made secondary, mass genocide, dementia, loss of family, loss of national identity, loss of self-identity, loss of marriage thinking, loss freedom of expression, loss of rights.
Always get excuse instead of admitting that communism that was communism pancreas cancer or bone marrow cancer. Communism is the best diet in the world. embrace old, young, children, animals and countries. For more information, consult your Venezuelan consulate or speak to millions of witnesses from China, North Korea, East Bloc, East Germany, Cuba, Guatemala, Angola, South Africa, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. Possible and probable made secundario, mass genocide, dementia, loss of family, loss of national identity, loss of self-identity, loss of marriage thinking, loss freedom of expression, loss of rights of self, imprisonment for no reason, loss ability to perceive the outside world, community and envy of those who differ.
En Esperanto.
Always get excuses instead of admitting that communism towards communism pancreas cancer or bone marrow cancer. Communism is the best diet in the world. Emigrate old, young, children, animals and countries.
Always get excuse instead of admitting that communism that worse communism pancreas cancer or B1 marrow cancer. Communism is the best diet in the world. Emigrates old, young, children, animals and countries. For more information, consult your Venezuelan consulate or speak to millions of witnesses from China, North Korea, East Bloc, East Germany, Cuba, Guatemala, Angola, South Africa, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam. Possible and probable made secondario, mass genocide, dementia, loss of family, loss of national identity, loss of self-identity, loss of marriage thinking, loss freedom of expression, loss of rights of self, imprisonment for no reason, loss ability to perceive the outside world, community and envy of those who die first.
Sempre
siempre arañar disculpa en vez de admitir que comunismo peor cancro do páncreas o cancro da medula. Comunismo a mejor dieta do mundo. Emigrarse velhos, jovens, crianças, animais e países. Para mais informações consulte o seu Venezuela mais próximo, ou fale milhões testemunhas da China, Norte Coreia, Bloco do Leste, Alemanha Oriental, Cuba, Guatemala, Angola, South Africa, Camboya, Laos e Vietnam. Possibile se provaveis feitos seccionario, genocidio en massa, democidio, perda de familiares, perda identidade nacional, perda identidade propria, perda liberdade pensamento, perda liberdade expressao, perda de direitos de propriedade, prisao por nenhum razão, perda capacidade perceber o mundo fora Partido Comunidade e envia daqueles que morrem primeiro. Chiamachiru senculpigo anstatau acceptitium comunismon, quiu malbonas comunismon cancero de pancreato, au cancero de medolo. Comunismo estas la plei bona dieto en la mondo. Emacras maliunain, infanain, bestoin cae landoin. Por pliai informoi, consultu vian Venezuelan consuleon, au parolu al milionoi da attestantoi, el Cinio, Nord.
Ottieni sempre scuse invece di ammettere quel comunismo che peggiora il comunismo pancreas o il cancro al midollo osseo. Il comunismo è la migliore dieta del mondo. Emagreis vecchi, giovani, bambini, animali e paesi. Per ulteriori informazioni.
Întotdeauna obții scuze, în loc să recunoști că comunismul e cel mai rău cancer de pancreas comunist sau cancer de Întotdeauna scap de scuze în loc să recunosc că comunismul pe care comunismul nu îl poate face pancreas sau cancerul de măduvă, comunismul și dieta melăr a lumii, emagras velos, jove.
Sembra arrangiada sculpa em contas de admetre que comunismo pior cancro do pancreas ou cancro da medula. Comunismo a melhor dieta do mundo.
Sempre arranger disculpa em vez de admitir que comunismo pior cancro da pancreas ou cancro da medula. Comunismo a melhor dieta da manda. Emagras velhos, jovens, crianças. Animeis e países. Para meis farmacos consultos se Venezuela meisi Paxima. Ufol milhostestimonhas da China, Nord Coreia, Bloco de Esquerda, Alemanha Oriental, Cuba, Guatemala.
melhor dieta do mundo, emagrece velho. Comunismo, a melhor dieta do mundo. Comunismo, a melhor dieta do mundo, emagrece velhos, jovens, crianças, animais e pais. Isso, para mais informações consulte o seu Venezuela mais e próximo, ou fale milhões de testemunhas da China, Norte-Coreia, Bloco de Leste, Alemanha Oriental, Cuba, Guatemala, Angola, South África, Camboja, Laos e Vietnã.
Outra vez, agora vai funcionar.
Comunismo, a melhor dieta do mundo, emagrece velhos, jovens, crianças, animais e pais. Isso, para mais informações consulte o seu Venezuela mais e próximo, ou fale com milhões de testemunhas da China, Norte-Coreia, Bloco de Leste, Alemanha Oriental, Cuba, Guatemala, Angola, South África, Camboja, Laos e Vietnã. Possíveis e prováveis feitos secundário, genocídio em massa, democídio, perda de familiares, perda de identidade nacional, perda de identidade própria, perda de liberdade de pensamento, perda de liberdade de expressão, perda de direitos de propriedade, prisão por nenhuma razão, perda de capacidade de perceber o mundo fora partido, comunidade e inveja daqueles que morrem primeiro.
Já que estamos a falar de comunismo, uma das coisas que é típica do Partido Comunista ver isto.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Recording. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I want to dedicate all 3 of today's videos to Colt. It is his birthday. So if you want to wish Colt a happy birthday, smash that like button on the video and leave a happy birthday message in the comment section down below. He will be reading every single one of them as he lays here in front of me, getting his beauty rest. Now, the whole situation with Jared, Holly, Heidi, and everybody around them seems to get more and more bizarre every single day. And this would mark a very rare situation where I go back to the well a 3rd time on what appears to be just some personal drama. You might be asking, why are you covering Pro Jared? Well, he's a gamer. He is a large gaming YouTube channel with large sponsorships with companies like Magic the Gathering, for example, amongst others. He's worked with Normal Boots. He's worked with lots of people that I enjoy. Now, I'm going to be honest and say that I was never really into Pro Jared's content. I knew he was always kind of out on the periphery. So I'm not coming from a place of like being personally offended as a fan. I knew him as the guy that was promoting Magic Arena, and I knew him as a large gaming YouTube channel, but not really interested in me. That's not a personal shot. That's just letting you know where I'm at. Bringing everyone up to speed, essentially, him and his wife, Heidi O'Farrell, had an open marriage. Nobody cares. Okay, well, I mean, some people care, but I don't care, right? Whatever you choose to do between consenting people, you know, cool, fine by me. None of my business. Where I took interest was was around the claims that he had asked for spicy photos from fans, in particular, someone who was 15 years old. And more details have come out around that. Jared's private apology has now been leaked online. Emails that show Normal Boots knew exactly what was going on with Jared have come online. And Holly, Jared's side lady, has come back online with a tirade of new information. So I'm going to try to keep it all straight for you and give you a decent timeline, because get your popcorn. This gets interesting. So back on the 18th, Jared had used the mental health defense by saying, and essentially he admits that he asked for these photos from a 15-year-old.
Not quite your ordinary.
I apologize for making you uncomfortable. One of the individuals that you emailed chose to speak to me on the matter, and this is how I got into contact with you. They told me about this willingly with concern for all parties. And this is the 15-year-old that sent the email to his employers. I also wanted to apologize for my past behavior. I have not been healthy emotionally or mentally for a long time. And this is the cause of that. I'm not making excuses for anything, but you literally just did. I want to own up to my bad behavior. Well, then maybe you should say something publicly then rather than privately in a DM. I always did my best to be sure I was speaking with consenting adults. I feel certain I was up front only speaking with people who was over the age of 18. So he admits for requesting photos, and now he's trying to backpedal and say that, well, you always try to keep them over 18. And then he says, I've been getting a lot of therapy and attended a mental health retreat since then. Well, it sure must be nice to have piles and piles of money to go hide from your problems. So I'm doing things to better myself. I'm not looking to make excuses or justify things either, but that's exactly what you did. You said you were in a bad mental state, one of the most worn out excuses online. I'm not saying that it can't be true. It's just that nobody wants to hear that. I also want to make sure that you're okay and that I'm sorry. All right. Here's the apology I got from Jared. I firmly believe that Holly was the person who, quote, chose to speak to him on the matter. The apology is manipulative. He claims he struggles to remember the chats in any capacity, thus making it seem like I'm making it up. However, he still apologized for that behavior. Did he not remember it? This message kind of confirms Heidi's statement that Jared is manipulative. I also like to question why he thought it was okay to reach out to people alleging he had requested these photos from them while underage. Like what? You do not do that. Here's the initial email Charlie and I sent to Normal Boots, redacted as my name and email, the company, and stuff like that. And so in the email, they did reply. We received your email dated April 4th, 2019, in which you alleged inappropriate online messages that you and another individual received from Jared, known to the public as Pro Jared. On behalf, this is definitely a lawyer thing. On behalf of Normal Boots LLC, I want to assure you the company takes this matter very seriously. We will be conducting an investigation. That's obviously a lawyer wrote that. But the email, although the apology seems genuine on the surface, I worry deeply for both myself and Charlie. We're not asking you to do anything specific. You know Jared better than we do. And while obviously we can't predict the type of relationship you have with him and we assume it's cordial, we're asking you to consider the facts that he exploited two underage fans. He groomed us into trusting him. He used us for his own purposes. He used the platform and notoriety to exploit people. So now it does sound like, again, as I've said since the very beginning of covering this, there's always more to the story, and maybe this, Jared is still the one that did these things, and all the other noise going on between Holly and Normal Boots and this, every other side lady, it's irrelevant. People need to remember that he has not answered for this, and I believe now, yes, DMs can be faked. It is my opinion that these DMs seem authentic, and if they are authentic, that confirms that he in fact did make these requests of a 15-year-old. Okay, so I mean, obviously, I'm not seeing any charges being brought or anything like that, which is interesting because, I mean, all the evidence is in the public space at this point. And then we see Mamology sharing some information. I'm done with the guy Heidi was dating. I'm done. The guy Heidi was dating while married is a fellow cosplayer named Jeremy. Not this Jeremy. While Jared was dating Holly, this is it. I'm out. All of you are a bunch of liars. Apparently, she has a thing for dating men and making them cosplay as sailors. There's Heidi, here's Holly, I'm sorry, Heidi right here, Jared's ex-girlfriend. Shout out to people like Kiwi Farms who helped. They helped during BetterHelp, and they helped here as well. And here's Heidi. This is so cute. No, I'm not going to like kink shame or anything like that, right? That's cool if you're into that, but it's pretty obvious that she is into that. And I'm going to get to Heidi in a second, but Holly now returns from privatizing her Twitter to drop a very long statement, of which, of course, paints her as the victim and fragile in every possible way, as is always the case with people with blue check marks. Now, she goes, for the past year, I've been trying to help someone I care about leave a bad relationship. I'm telling my story with the receipts I can legally share with no hate and no vindictiveness. I need to bring the truth to light. These tweets are not meant to spread hate. Yes, they are, and they're also meant to give you attention. All three of these people are pathetic, in my opinion. I mean, geez. Could you, like, not air everything out in public? I have no sooner spoken out on May 9th, I checked myself into the hospital because I was having bad thoughts. I'm not ashamed of this at all. It was the right thing to do. I heard about Keemstar coverage while I was in the hospital and made this art in therapy. You have to be able to laugh at some aspects of a crisis. How will these people ever deal with real life? I'm just never going to know how these people are going to deal with actual, like, real life situations. Before going forward, I want to make clear I do not approve of any influencer exchanging these types of photos with fans. This behavior is an abuse of power and never okay. Pro Jared made poor decisions. That said, now here's where she's going to say it's okay. I have seen relevant receipts that prove Pro Jared confirmed the consent and ages of the individuals he interacted with. These accusations have legal ramifications for all involved. For that reason, no one can comment on them or share them publicly. Well, you could leak them. This makes it difficult to speak out, but know that I do not expect everyone to believe me. It's not justice to treat every accusation as a conviction. Oddly enough, people can lie on the internet. Oh, well. Holly getting kind of woke. If you are consenting people who swap these photos, yeah, I agree. By the way, like two adults that share this type of stuff together, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but good on you if you want. If you're a content creator or an influencer and you're doing this with fans, that's a little more questionable. You know, on February 7th, 2018, Jared took me on a walk despite having Heidi's full permission to do more. All we did was talk about our feelings. Jared and I were transparent about our discussion with both Heidi and all others involved. I don't know when Pro Jared started having feelings, but I didn't realize that he had them at all until then. It was like being pushed into ice water. I've talked about being asexual for years. I never expected to have feelings. It was terrifying. Ooh. Even though Pro Jared and I had a long-standing professional platonic relationship, Heidi never wanted us to speak again. She became extremely jealous and vindictive. Both Jared and I were scared of her. I don't know how these people... I mean, it's so funny. Like, I need that, like, Mexican, I think, I don't know, telenovelas. Like, in the grand scheme of everything, obviously we're just here to have a laugh at people completely overreacting to a breakup. That's what I see. The only thing I'm really interested in here is the fact that Pro Jared requested photos from somebody who allegedly was 15 years old. That needs to be looked at them or share them publicly. Well, you could leak them. Those with fans, not air everything out in the public. I have no to remember that he has not answered for this. And I believe, now, yes, DMs can be faked. It is my opinion that these DMs seem authentic, and if they are authentic, that confirms that he in fact did make these requests of a 15-year-old. Okay, so I mean, obviously I'm not seeing any charges being brought or anything like that, which is interesting because I mean all the evidence is in the public space at this point. And then we see Mamology sharing some information. I'm done with the guy Heidi was dating. I'm done. The guy Heidi was dating while married is a fellow cosplayer named Jeremy. Not this Jeremy. While Jared was dating Holly, this is it. I'm out. All of you are a bunch of liars. Apparently, she has a thing for dating men and making them cosplay as sailors. There's Heidi, here's Heidi right here, Jared's ex-girlfriend. Shout out to people like Kiwi Farms who helped. They helped during BetterHelp, and they helped here as well. And here's Heidi. This is so cute. No, I'm not going to like kink shame or anything like that, right? That's cool if you're into that, but it's pretty obvious that she is into that. I'm going to get to Heidi in a second, but Holly now returns from privatizing her Twitter to drop a very long statement, of which, of course, paints her as the victim and fragile in every possible way, as is always the case with people with blue check marks. Now, she goes, for the past year, I've been trying to help someone I care about leave a bad relationship. I'm telling my story with the receipts I can legally share with no hate and no vindictiveness. I need to bring the truth to light. These tweets are not meant to spread hate. Yes, they are, and they're also meant to give you attention. All three of these people are pathetic, in my opinion. I mean, geez, could you like not air everything out into public? I have no sooner spoken out on May 9th, I checked myself into the hospital because I was having bad thoughts. I'm not ashamed of this at all. It was the right thing to do. I heard about Keemstar coverage while I was in the hospital and made this art and therapy. You have to be able to laugh at some aspects of a crisis. How will these people ever deal with real life? I'm just never going to know how these people are going to deal with actual like real life situations. Before going forward, I want to make clear I do not approve of any influencer This behavior is an abuse of power and never okay. Pro Jared made poor decisions. That said, now here's where she's going to say it's okay. I have seen relevant receipts that prove Pro Jared confirmed the consent and ages of the individuals he interacted with. These accusations have legal ramifications for all involved. For that reason, no one can comment on them or share them publicly. Well, you could leak them. This makes it difficult to speak out, but know that I do not expect everyone to believe me. It's not justice to treat every accusation as a conviction. Oddly enough, people can lie on the internet. Oh, well. Holly getting kind of woke. If you are consenting people who swap these photos, yeah, I agree. By the way, like two adults that share this type of stuff together, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but good on you if you want. If you're a content creator or an influencer and you're doing this with fans, that's a little more questionable. You know, on February 7th, 2018, Jared took me on a walk despite having Heidi's full permission to do more. All we did was talk about our feelings. Jared and I were transparent about our discussion with both Heidi and all others involved. I don't know when Pro Jared started having feelings, but I didn't realize that he had them at all until then. It was like being pushed into ice water. I've talked about being asexual for years. I never expected to have feelings. It was terrifying. Ooh. Even though Pro Jared and I had a long-standing professional platonic relationship, Heidi never wanted us to speak again. She became extremely jealous and vindictive, while Jared and I were scared of her. I don't know how these people... I mean, it's so funny. Like, I need that, like, Mexican, I think, I don't know, telenovelas. Like... In the grand scheme of everything, obviously we're just here to have a laugh at people completely overreacting to a breakup. That's what I see. The only thing I'm really interested in here is the fact that Pro Jared requested photos from somebody who allegedly was 15 years old. That needs to be looked into. That's why this continues to need to be covered, and that's what we need to remember after this video. Heidi was so angry, and why wanted Jared to reassure me that she had consent. He sent this screenshot. If it makes it easier for you, I will quietly go into the bedroom. You have my full permission to do anything you want. I am fine and will continue to be fine. Oh, God. As I've said before, if your wife says she's down for an open marriage, just do yourself a favor and pack your stuff. I tried to apologize multiple times. I tried gifts and words, but nothing was enough for her. I wasn't even sure what I was apologizing for. She continued to be enraged. I conveyed to her that I was happy just to be friends and professional colleagues with Jared. Her response was a fit of rage. Later on February 18th, she called me from Jared's number and howled that I want my husband to think of me, not you, during spicy, during your tender time. Dang, Heidi, come on. You are crazy. I originally backed you, but you're all in the dirt now. You're all rolling around in it. Even though Jared and I had not been physical at all, Heidi called me from Jared's phone. All she did was scream, "Go away." I hung up, feared, and texted Jared that he needed to leave this abusive relationship after experiencing her wrath. I turned my concern to Jared's safety. At that point, I knew communicating with her wouldn't work. So then she just shares all these tweets or all these personal text messages, which, again, when you're going to be having conversations with people like this, just assume they're going to share it, because that's exactly what they do. I'll talk to her today. I don't want to keep seeing you suffer. Don't do anything drastic. This is obviously Holly. Like at this, or Heidi, I'm assuming like this point, I'm fantasizing about sabotaging the game. So bear in mind, I'm going crazy, Jared. Would be a bummer to destroy everything you've built, but it would be more of a bummer to destroy myself putting up with it. You know, she sounds like she's nuts. Man, I wish I could destroy Dice Camera Action. That would feel so good. And again, it's just an H. We don't know that it's her for sure. We don't know that it isn't photoshopped. Again, so not wanting their marriage or her control to end, Heidi constantly threatened Jared, saying that she would ruin him and publicly accuse him of being a cheater and an abuser if he went through with the divorce. I really, really need it. I don't know how to make that any more clear. I am desperate. This makes me dangerous. I'm ready to start ruining all of our lives. She's crazy. Now, I know some crazy things get said when breakups happen, but whoa. On May 7th, 2019, Heidi moved to her new home and made the following post on Facebook where she accused Jared of cheating and abusing her in front of mutual friends, family, and professional colleagues. She was the first one to make a public statement. I recently discovered Jared had been cheating on me for many months. He lied. Wow. I have not yet announced this publicly. Well, you are putting it on Facebook, so of course it's going to get out there. I'm going to guess, I'm going to say that, you know, on Facebook, Heidi called what she did a public ending of Jared. She was incredibly hard, which was incredibly hard for me to experience. Seeing the internet rally around Jared's to mercilessly harass us both, no evidence. To one of my super relevant Ghost of Christmas Past ex-boyfriends, watched me publicly end Jared and still thought he had an opening to send me a lame, poetic, heartfelt message like we were going to have nostalgic reconnection when we dated when we were 17. My private response to the opening message was, dang, I remember this guy cheating on me too. Well, maybe, I mean, maybe the problem is you if all your boyfriends end up stepping out on you. I don't know. Meanwhile, Heidi gloated on Facebook, bragging that she'd seen her retweeted by Perez Hilton. Who? What is it, 2001? Joking that Pro Jared was more famous now than ever because of her accusations, and drinking white Zinfandel. Adding insult to injury, she tried to take his gold play button. Well, I think he probably has to give that back to YouTube now because he's less than 1 million. Kind of suspect now, and then you see Perez Hilton retweeted me. Nobody cares. This girl looks really bad now. Now they're all pretty sad to me. Heidi, of course, has to respond, sharing her text messages. This was the aftermath of that night when I tried to be supportive and they ignored me for hours. I went to bed sobbing, thinking Jarek was hooking up with her without ever acknowledging me. Hey, Heidi, I'm so sorry for all the lost sleep and upsetting stuff that happened this weekend. I want to apologize in any way I can for any badness I brought to you. I get scared that you hate me because you're so nice and pretty. What? What? I know Jared has told you everything, so you know how messed up I am, LOL. Also, I'm also sorry I didn't say bye, and I hope we could talk more. Hey, Holly, I didn't know if Jared told you, but probably, I mean, this is just so weird. This is so weird. I mean, these people are insane. They all deserve each other. They're scrumming to make it look like they had my permission to be together or that I was somehow a hypocrite during the same time. No, I was straightforward with my expectations. I gave Jared the same respect. I honored him above all others. I got scared that you hate me because you're so nice and pretty. Comment. Has haunted me since Holly Honrad sent it to me. Oh, Holly sent it to her. I'm not responsible for the insecurity she projects onto me. Being nice or pretty doesn't make someone hateful. I've been coping with humor on my private Facebook, and now that's being used against me too. I mean, at the end of the day, none of this matters. They all seem like horrible people who need Jesus. That's about what I can say about these folks. But never forget that Pro Jared still has been accused of asking for spicy photos from a 15-year-old male fan, and that, above all, should be the narrative, not bitches be crazy. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Jesus, que esta história está a ficar confusa.
Work down by now. I will never shy away, and I do it because I care. When you look at politicians, I watch all these politicians, and I watch them speaking. I say, I don't even think you believe what you're saying. And there's one thing that people can guarantee with me: they know I believe this. They know I believe it. I care. I love our country. I love it. I want what's best for it. Every one of us have a duty.
Tommy!
Hello, Preston!
Tommy! Robinson.
This week. Come on! You see what you just watched there? I bet many of you have already seen it. Hopefully you've seen it. The censorship already. This video has gone up on multiple different people's YouTube channels and it's been censored. Age appropriate, can't be shared, can't be commented. They don't want the public to see the reality. This was orchestrated. I started on He lives in the house next door. Come over and said, I'm sorry, I watched your video in Oldham and I saw what happened. Can you guarantee me that hundreds of masked up balaclavaed men are not going to come here and attack you? I said, I can't. So can you guarantee the police will stop them? I said, I can't. He said, well, I've got my children here. I'm not part of this political rally and I don't feel safe. The fact that people can't have political rallies without that level of fear is the reality of where we're at. So we agreed to move. The fact that all of you have watched that video and you've still come on, sends everyone a message. And I go, this is probably the best crowd we've had all across the Northwest. Forget Preston. I'm getting more and more We have a reporter here from the local newspaper Do we see? No. Let's see what comes out. Do you see far right thugs here, or do you see families and normal British people? Please report it. Please report what you see. Please report what you see. To every one of you, we are going to make history this week. Never before has an independent won in the European elections. Never before. You've seen what they're doing to us. We've seen police interference in Cumbria. We've seen all of our social media removed. We're not fighting a fair election. Everything has been shut down and silenced. My ability to speak to you has gone on social media. It's gone. We're going to absolutely smash it this week.
Votem no PDR no dia 23! No dia 26!
You see, bringing our communities together. Every one of you getting to know each other. We've created a movement of people. Look. Hello again. Look around you. Look around you. Feel your strength. This is part of the tidal wave of patriotism that is sweeping across the northwest for the last 3 weeks. Until we organise, what we have become as a society is selfish. Most of us care about ourselves and only ourselves. People, I understand it. 10 years ago when I started my activism, I wore a mask and I used a fake name. I did that, unless you didn't know, my name's Stephen Yaxley Lennon. I'm sure the journalist from the Lancaster Post will tell you so in her article. I know, I'm only joking, mate. Okay, yeah. Tell the journalist that writes the story. Stop lying to him. So, I wore a mask and I used a fake name because I was scared. I know that everyone has been scared. I was scared of losing my job. I was scared of violent attacks. I know that every single one of you, even sharing articles, can bring social problems. Even I say that every rally I go to, and people come up to me afterwards and say, I don't want to hot some bloke up, so I'm going to change the make of the car he's told his wife he was going to look at. But every single place I go, I say, some of you have probably had to lie about where you're going, make excuses. Some bloke come up to me afterwards and said, my wife thinks I'm going to look at a BMW today. And here I am. So I know what it means to take that step. I know what it means to finally come out, to finally speak your opinion. Too many people in this country feel censored and feel silenced. The reason a movement is built behind us, we started 10 years ago, it's grown and grown and grown and grown. The reason is because people don't feel free. I wouldn't say it is me. I'd say it's the fact that people everywhere across this country feel silenced. They feel voiceless. They're watching their country change for the worse, and there's no one saying anything about it. They're witnessing the decay. We have 650 MPs, and not one of them has ever stood up and said one critical word about the problems we see from a certain section of a community in our country. I'm asking every one of you, I want to be your voice. I want to be your voice. And I've watched when I was, after my court case got kicked out of the Old Bailey. Who was there that day? Wow, historic moment. When that happened, I was invited to dinner at the House of Lords by Lord Pearson. I went for dinner, and then I watched on the news the next day, the sneering by the politicians, the lies they told, their contempt for us, not for me, for us, the labelling of us as people. It's disgusting. I remember watching it that day and thinking, one day I'm going to sit in there amongst you and it's going to rock that building. I'm asking you now.
Oops, didn't finish.
worked out by now. I will never shy away. I was scared of losing my job. I was scared of violent attacks. I know that every single one of you, even sharing articles, can bring social problems. Even I say that every rally I go to, and people come up to me afterwards and say, I don't want to hot some bloke up, so I'm going to change the make of the car he's told his wife he was going to look at. But every single place I go, I say, some of you have probably had to lie about where you're going, make excuses. Some bloke come up to me afterwards and said, my wife thinks I'm going to look at a BMW today. And here I am. So I know what it means to take that step. I know what it means to finally come out, to finally speak your opinion. Too many people in this country feel censored and feel silenced. The reason a movement is built behind us, we started 10 years ago, it's grown and grown and grown and grown. The reason is because people don't feel free. I wouldn't say it is me. I'd say it's the fact that people everywhere across this country feel silenced. They feel voiceless. They're watching their country change for the worse, and there's no one saying anything about it. They're witnessing the decay. We have 650 MPs, and not one of them has ever stood up and said one critical word about the problems we see from a certain section of a community in our country. I'm asking every one of you that I want to be your voice. I want to be your voice. And I've watched when I was, after my court case got kicked out of the Old Bailey. Who was there that day? Wow, historic moment. When that happened, I was invited to dinner at the House of Lords by Lord Pearson. I went for dinner, and then I watched on the news the next day the sneering by the politicians, the lies they told, their contempt for us, not for me, for us, the labelling of us as people. It's disgusting. I remember watching it that day and thinking, one day I'm going to sit in there amongst you and it's going to rock that building. I'm asking you now, Conor McGregor, on the 23rd of May, we have an opportunity to strike like a bolt of lightning right into the middle of them. Send me in, please. Send me in. I promise you, I will be a voice. I will never be politically correct, as I'm sure you've all worked out by now. I will never shy away, and I do it because I care. When you look at politicians, I watch all these politicians.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the new...
Tinham as mesmas concepções em relação aos desafios que a Venezuela tinha pela frente, em defesa dos mais pobres. Maduro, presidente, é a Venezuela que Chavez sonhou.
Na Venezuela, a situação econômica piorou tanto que as pessoas estão fazendo fila para comprar carne estragada em promoção.
O presidente da Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, foi visto filmado em uma churrascaria de luxo na Turquia, enquanto a população do país que ele comanda passa fome.
O senhor acha que a Venezuela é uma democracia?
A Venezuela é uma democracia tão democrática quanto a brasileira e a americana.
Não estamos mais falando sobre uma eleição, falamos sobre o futuro. Compartilhe esse vídeo e vamos convencer mais pessoas a eleger Bolsonaro no primeiro turno.
Agora é a vez de Portugal votar corretamente. Tommy, hey. Tommy.
不要！我不认识他，你教我。这是什么意思？来了吗？
OK 吗？他打我头了。把我打他！
傻逼！
太他妈嚣张了！操！
操妈！
操你妈！行！操你妈！操你妈！
妈了个逼！他妈糟蹋我们中国人的小姑娘！臭傻逼！
Chavez e Maduro tinham as mesmas concepções em relação aos desafios que a Venezuela tinha pela frente, em defesa dos mais pobres. Maduro, presidente, e a Venezuela que Chavez sonha.
Na Venezuela, a situação econômica piorou tanto que as pessoas estão fazendo fila para comprar carne estragada em promoção.
O presidente da Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, foi visto filmado em uma churrascaria de luxo na Turquia, enquanto a população do país que ele comanda passa fome.
O senhor acha que a Venezuela é uma democracia?
A Venezuela é uma democracia tão democrática quanto a brasileira e a americana.
Não estamos mais falando sobre uma eleição, falamos sobre o futuro. Ou você acredita em um futuro, ou acredita na esquerda. Homens como Ciro, Lula, Haddad dizem abertamente que a Venezuela é uma democracia. Homens que prometem libertar condenados por corrupção e frear a Lava Jato.
Você imagina se um caba desse do outro lado, o Lula tem alguma chance de sair da cadeia? Nenhuma, né? Só tem chance de sair da cadeia se a gente assumir o poder e organizar a carga, botar juiz para voltar pra caixinha dele,
Pois o que eles querem é calar a justiça, calar a imprensa. E acham que um país onde se mata o seu povo pelas ruas e se come carne podre é um bom lugar para viver. Não, nossos filhos não merecem carne podre. Nossa gente não merece covardia.
Esse nazista, filho da puta, que nós vamos derrotar. Muito obrigado a todos. Muito obrigado de coração.
Compartilhe esse vídeo e vamos convencer mais pessoas a eleger Bolsonaro no primeiro turno.
Tuturu, tuturu. Mas vou parar um bocadinho.
Well, you know, it's always a good start. Let's start with Mrs. BJ herself, Madonna. Ciccone is her real name.
Yes, I am outraged.
What else is new?
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Seems she's obsessed with blowing in general.
White women are crazy.
Pull out your MasterCard, carve up a line of Donald. Get all that Donald in your nostril, you become a monster. Marijuana in the bottle of Dom Perignon. I don't even care if I gotta fuck a goddamn badge to get a gram of that Donald. More Donald. Need a little bit more Donald. I don't give a shit if I gotta kill a million little kids just to get a hit of that Donald.
Oh, are you waiting for an apology?
Pull out your victim card, cook up a spoon of Donald. Boom, go to Donald. Didn't you carotid artery and heart? Heroin, there's a needle in your coat of arms. I won't even cry if I gotta die one more time just to get a dime of that Donald. More Donald. Need a little bit more Donald. I don't give a shit if I gotta kill a million little kids just to get a hit of that Donald. More Donald. Need a little bit more Donald. I don't even care if I gotta fuck a goddamn badge to get a gram of that Donald. More Donald. Need a little bit more Donald. So I won't even cry if I gotta die one more time just to get a dime of that Donald. More Donald. Need a little bit more Donald. I don't give a shit if I gotta kill a million little kids just to get a hit of that Donald.
No devils could be resurrected, but I feel Hitler in these streets.
O Willa nem sequer matou quase. O Willa nem matou ninguém. Mandou mandar resolver o problema dos judeus. Eu não sei porque é que sempre usam sempre o exemplo do Hitler. Porque não usam o exemplo, sei lá, Stalin, que matou mais de 45 mil. Bem mais de 45 mil. Ou o exemplo de Pol Pot, que matou mais de 65 mil, ou qualquer coisa assim, não interessa. Matou mesmo muita gente. A líder comunista matou muito mais. Muito mais.
She spent a lot of time on the period thing, which makes me think she's on her period. Ooh, I'm kidding. She's too. She's absolutely barren. Look.
Donald
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States.
Nasty! Like
Yes.
my blood stains on my bed sheets. When to have our periods, believe me, if we could, some of us would. We don't like throwing away our favorite pairs of underpants.
No.
It's a walkthrough, playthrough with you, and is stunningly gorgeous, and it has this clever